Let's just get this out of the way. This isn't something I would actually consider a classic, it's just that this movie is praised a lot, and a lot of people say it's one of Vin Diesel's best roles, and with Riddick coming out, I figured why not watch this, so let's review Pitch Black. Pitch Black is a movie that follows Vin Diesel. He plays a character named Riddick, and he is a convict who is on a ship that crash lands on a planet, and there's a bunch of people on the ship and they all have to try and work together to try and get off this planet because they shouldn't be there, and they can't really trust Riddick, so there's that added in there. And when it gets dark, things start going down. And going into this movie, all that I really knew was the fact that people said that the trailer for the new Riddick movie looks a lot like Pitch Black, so I figured it would be somewhat similar, and it kind of is. I could see where people are coming from with that. Pitch Black is a movie that I enjoyed. It was a fun movie. It's definitely not a classic or anything like that, but it's a fun movie to watch. You have Vin Diesel in this role as Riddick, and I thought he did really well in this role. He fit the character. He made the character really cool. He was a really badass character, and he was fun to watch on screen. I really didn't recognize many actors or actresses in this movie. The only other one I recognized was Radha Mitchell. I think that's how I pronounce her first name. And I thought she was good in the movie as well. I didn't really think there was a really bad actor or actress in the movie. None of it was very great, but none of it really brought down the movie at all. And one thing I really liked about this movie is how for about the first half of the movie, there's sunlight out everywhere, and it's kind of just a movie where the characters are trying to get off this planet, and they're not sure if they could trust Riddick, and that's really the conflict there. But once it turns to nighttime, these creatures start coming out, and they're attacking people, picking them off, and it turns into survival horror. I like how they did that. I like how they flipped the movie on itself, and then you have to have Riddick be the good guy, kind of, and he's fighting these monsters off, and I really liked that second half more than the first half, because the first half was enjoyable. There wasn't actually too much conflict, because they were trying to find Riddick and then trust him and everything, but that part was just a little bit less interesting than the survival horror aspect. One flaw in this movie is definitely the fact that the creatures themselves, they all look the same, and this movie came out in like 2000, I think, and the monsters were CGI, and it was pretty noticeable. I just kind of wish they had some variety on the creatures. This movie had some really intense scenes, especially when it gets dark. That's where most of them come into play. There's also a really cool scene at the beginning of the movie when they're crashing on the planet. But once it turns dark, it just gets really intense, and the action, I thought, was pretty well filmed, and there was nothing too shaky or anything like that, and even though it was really dark out, you could pretty much see what was going on. Pitch Black is a fun movie overall. Vin Diesel gives in a really good performance as Riddick. It's a fun action movie with a survival horror aspect to it. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely go check it out. I'm gonna give it a B+. So what did you guys think of Pitch Black? Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Which movie did you like better, Pitch Black or Chronicles of Riddick? Because I'm gonna watch that soon now. Write your beautiful comments down there and tell me what you think. And if you like this video, hit that subscribe button down there, because if you don't, I'll CGI in some monsters in here and it's gonna look probably worse than the movie.